Hey up there in YouTube land, full throttle kind of guy. Just giving you an update. I know I've been missing in action. I think it's been about a month since I've posted any kind of comment or content or anything. Everything is well. Just been busy between stuff going on at home. Work is always an adventure. Welcome to being an adult. Being an adult is overrated sometimes. Anyways, normally whenever I would work on my cars, I would do it at my buddy's house. This guy is, I've known him for, gosh, I want to say maybe 15 years or so. Good guy. Honestly, he's like family to me. I first met him because he had a mechanic. He was a mechanic and had his own shop, and I used to go to his shop, and we became friends, throughout the years, and always having some kind of a project I was working on, or some kind of thing I was getting stuck in, or well above my skill set, so that made it a little bit of an adventure. Fast forward, life has a lot of changes and everything, so unfortunately for him and stuff, the house he was renting, the owners decided to sell. So what ended up happening was he ended up having to find a different place. And when you're moving from one house to another, and you've got cars and there's tools and everything, it makes it a little bit of an adventure. Anytime you're gonna move, and then to find friends and everything, and he had a lot of stuff. And if you think about it this way, 40 years worth of tools, car parts, your lives in general, it's always going to be an adventure when you try to move. So between me working a full-time job and trying to help get him sorted out, and working with his family, and trying to get this all done during COVID, I mean, it was a challenge, but got it done. And he lives in a neighboring community now. There's a lake in my area called Hag Lake, H-A, I think it's a double G, Hag Lake. And so he lives out in that area, just outside of Gaston. So, look at the geese. So driving out there now, it's honestly, depending upon the time of day, it's like 20 to 35 minutes. I drive one way, so I don't get to go out there that much. Trying to find time to do that, and with other stuff happening on the weekends, and taking care of my family, and being an adult kind of gets in the way of things. So you got to try to find time in that. And I live in Oregon, and the county that I'm in, we were almost close to getting shut down again because of the infection rate. Thanks to spring break and people not taking COVID seriously. Not to sound like a political commentary or anything like that. I have had both my shots done, so there's that. Anyways, I live in an apartment complex. It's complicated when you live in an apartment complex to try to work on a car, own a car, do anything with a car. And to exacerbate that even further, if that's even possible, I have a garage. And it's a nice garage. It's like a car and a half garage. But I have so many car parts from so many years, gone by. And, granted, I haven't been to swap meets or been able to do anything like that for a while. So, we're literally, like stuck to the rafters with things. So, garages are coveted in my apartment complex. Not every apartment has a garage. You have to pay extra for it and whatnot. So there were mysterious complaints about my Nova being too loud and the fumes from it and a bunch of bogus stuff. Basically, people trying to screw me out of my garage. And then there was even allegations that I had a not street legal race truck in my garage. What the hell does not street legal mean? I don't know. I know you're going to say, well, not legal for the street. Yeah, I get that, funny guy. What I'm saying is, one, we live in a society where people have knee-jerk reactions on things. You don't get your due process on how to defend yourself. And so when somebody makes an arbitrary decision, you're already freaking guilty without even anybody doing their due diligence and want to be heavy-handed. So I've been fighting these people. They've been trying to take, my garage, and I've never done any kind of car work in my garage. I've never changed the intake manifold, swapped heads. I've done an oil change like once or twice, throughout the 5 or so years I've lived there. But I always take my oil to be recycled and disposed of. So I comply with the letter of the law. Well, anyways, I've got a bad back. I don't like really having to do too much manual labor, so I use a electric ratchet so I can break loose tires and things like that. On my Nova, I had put on a set of 15x4s on the front. I think I had done a video on that. Like I said, it's been about a month. And this is part of the reason why I haven't done anything. Because I swapped tires out in front of my garage, they considered that mechanic work. And pardon me when I use this adult language. We're all adults here. My videos aren't set for kids. I'll never be monetized. This is what it is, People allegedly fucking narc me out and say I'm doing mechanic work because I'm changing a fucking tire. Are you fucking kidding me? What kind of a world are we living in right now where you're just trying to be safe? It's a safety issue. You're changing tires. It wasn't as if I'm running a tire shop out of my garage. I'm doing it for me. I'm not paying anybody to do work for me in my garage. It aggravates me, and it left a really bad taste in my mouth. So it was a real turnoff. So thus, now I have to store my Nova out by Hag Lake, and also I've got a truck that I use normally for swap meets and whatnot. It's stored now out at Hag Lake because people complain and say, well, you're not moving the truck every couple of days and that. Just for context, we're still in the middle of a fucking pandemic. We're working from home. We don't even have a building to work out of anymore because that job I'm working for is downsizing, and we do not have a building anymore. So if you do the math, you don't have a building anymore. They're downsizing. They're reducing their corporate footprint here in the United States. The writing's on the wall. If you can't figure out the math with what that's going to equate to, then, I'm sorry for you, buddy. I'm sure there's a videotape or something you can find here locally on YouTube that'll help you kind of, get your life sorted out, or at least get an idea what the hell's going on. So a culmination of all that, plus trying to help my buddy out, the priorities were, to get him taken care of, mission first, foremost. As a veteran, I believe in taking care of people, and as a friend, if I've extended my hand in friendship to you, and we're cool, and if I consider you like family, if you need me, I will be there for you. I will get you squared away. So if you need help with a move and whatnot, again, job permitting, whatnot, I am there for you. I'm that kind of a guy. I just don't give my friendship out to just anybody. There's people I've known that I've served in the military with 30 years ago. I'm the same guy that I was then. A little bit more mature, possibly. Not as much of a hot fuse or anything like that. People I've gone to school with 35, almost 40 years, they've known me. I have not changed a bit. We can talk, and it's like we just talked yesterday, and it could have been 20 years since we last talked about anything. What is going on with society, this whole COVID world we're living in, it's really frustrating. And then furthermore, as a car guy, to be harassed by people and not given a fair shake, that is also maddening as well. I'm sorry, I don't mean to sound like I'm getting on a soapbox about everything, but it is what it is. And so I'm sure there's other car guys, and I do apologize if I use the term guy. In this instance, when it's a guy or guy and gal, if you're a car person, it's difficult. It's a challenge in and of itself, whether it's in the financial aspect, the mental aspect, you taking care of business. I mean, there's just so many different stresses we're working with. For me, working on a car is really relaxing. And as you notice, I'm driving my Mustang because this is another thing they complain about. They said I didn't drive my Mustang enough. Again, see my initial rampage of we're in the middle of a fucking pandemic. I work from home, thus I don't ever really leave the house unless it's for supply runs or like right now I'm gonna go pick up my I don't know how we got here, and I don't like if this is gonna be the new normal, because it's shaping up to be a really interesting ride. And whilst living in Oregon with the mass exodus from the other states, with a lot of people coming out here to Oregon, it's also driven up real estate values. Rentals have gone up. The ridiculous amount of rent you have to pay now, and or for houses have literally doubled, if not tripled in price. And it's because people coming from other states will be cash flush and make a cash offer. So anybody else trying to get a house, you're competing with them with cash and them paying over market. Thankfully, I've got the VA. I can get pre-approved for a loan and everything. But as far as, I've never been the type of person that wanted a house because I feel like I'm tied down to something. I like the ability that if I wanted to say, forget it, I'm just going to move, do whatever, it's a lot cleaner that way. Again, that's just me. I'd rather travel light in the whole 9 yards and not be tied down to things. But it just, I'm hoping that people will eventually get their bearings and figure shit out. Stop acting like fucking kids, and have the respect for a person and their autonomy. Look, I'm the type of neighbor that you will never know that I live there because I don't ask for anything. I don't borrow anything. I'm self-sufficient. I've lent out tools. I've helped people work on stuff because they're good people and they needed a hand. I'm all about that. I'm not saying that I would never turn my back on people, but it's funny how the reciprocity isn't there, or again, you have to deal with businesses and people that just don't give a shit about you. So in a nutshell, I'm still doing my thing. I'm driving my Mustang. It's a 94 Mustang GT. Got it. Wow, somebody rolling coal. Anyways, it's got over of 250,000 miles. At least when the chip portion stopped working on a speedometer. This thing, you can't kill this car. It's just pretty much just gas, oil, and tires, and down the road you go. So it's always dependable. It's always been there for me. This is my first Mustang, my first 5.0 car. I've had Fox bodies before. This is my first SN95. People don't like them. I don't care. Like I said, this is my car. Maybe I'll do something with it later on. I don't know. But I just wanted to give you guys a heads up, let you know I'm still kicking, I'm still doing my thing. But as soon as I have something where, it's worth, popping on video or whatever, I promise to get you guys some content. I see I've picked up new subscribers and that. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate it. If you're new, drop a comment. Let me know what's up. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know what you're working on. In case you don't know, I'm all about cars. So it's all about the American cars. So, if it's got a stick, better, automatic, it's cool. I don't care. I like Mopar. I like Ford products. I like GM. AMC is cool in my book. So I don't discriminate. Well, hopefully, this is Saturday, day before Mother's Day. So hopefully you guys have some, plans for that special someone in your life, your mom, your wife, your significant other. For those doing double duty, God love you for doing what you do. But hopefully you have a nice and safe and enjoyable Mother's Day tomorrow. And, for those who don't have, the moms anymore, you still got the memory of your mom. Honor her. Without her, you wouldn't be here. So it's just one of those things. A lot of times, people kind of miss the little things in life. And as you get older, you kind of catch on to things. But sometimes it's too late. So if you still got your mom, you owe her some props. So at least, reach out and, acknowledge her and, honor your mom. This is Full Throttle Kind of Guy. Again, thank you for listening to my rant. I do apologize. My content was a little bit on the lame side, but hey, I'm old. That's my excuse. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Appreciate you stopping on by. Again, like, subscribe. Brand new, let me know. Give me a shout out, and I promise I will reach out to you. I do a good job of trying to keep up and checking on my page daily to see what's up, or at least see the other people's content that I've also joined as well. So I really appreciate you guys. The Mopar group, Johnny Mopar, Mopar Nut, Vic's Garage, Just Mopar Joe. Hey, I love you guys. You guys are thebomb.com. So, I just want to give a quick shout out, let you know that everything's good with your boy. So, again, have a great one. Have a safe one. Enjoy your Mother's Day. Peace.